We're looking now at the case of Masad v. Weber, a South Dakota Supreme Court case from the year 2009. It's in your book because of the issue, was Randall Masad a third-party beneficiary? In 2004, an employee of Catering by Marlins, CBM, worked at the South Dakota State Penitentiary in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. He sued the penitentiary, claiming the contract between CBM and the state regarding security provisions applied to him as a third-party beneficiary. Well, here's what happened. There was an inmate by the name of Gregory Stevens who obtained an orange uniform from a laundry cart. He put it on over his standard khaki uniform and approached the penitentiary's kitchen door. Inmates wearing either orange or white uniforms were allowed to work in the kitchen. Therefore, when the employee working in the kitchen saw Stevens' orange uniform at the kitchen door, she, thinking he was a kitchen employee, allowed him to enter the kitchen with no further attempt to identify him. No officer was assigned to the kitchen to provide security. Randall Masad was working in the kitchen area at this time, had his back to the kitchen door when inmate Stevens entered. Stevens obtained a 4-foot metal stirring whisk in the size and shape of a boat oar and struck Masad's head and body 10 to 15 times. Masad sustained serious and permanent injuries and was hospitalized for about a month. He was unable to return to his previous level of employment. Masad asserted that he was a member of a class that was to be benefited by the contract between CBM and the state. After reviewing several cases from the past in their jurisdiction, the Supreme Court concluded that, quote, the primary purpose of the contract was to provide food services for the prisoners in custody of the state. Plaintiffs have failed to show that the contract was entered into by the parties directly and primarily for Masad's or any other CBM employee's benefit. Any benefit to CBM's employees, like Masad, was indirect. Let's look at the rule and the holding. In this case, Masad was at best an incidental beneficiary and not entitled to third-party beneficiary status. The restatement section 315 defines an incidental beneficiary as a person who will be benefited by performance of a promise, but who is neither a promisee nor an intended beneficiary. Here's a rule the Supreme Court relied on. Quote, before a third party can adopt the agreement entered into and recovered thereon, he must show clearly that it was entered into with the intent on the part of the parties thereto that such third party should be benefited thereby. This intent might, in a given case, sufficiently appear from the contract itself, but it most frequently be shown by other proof. That must frequently be shown by other proof, close quote. The court noted that South Dakota's third-party beneficiary statute is not applicable to every contract made by one person with another for the performance of which a third party will derive a benefit. The intent to make the contract inure to the benefit of a third party must be clearly manifested. This rule applies in general, not just in South Dakota. The holding of the case, Plaintiff Masad, a food services worker, was not a third-party beneficiary who could enforce security provisions of a contract between the food services company and the correctional facility. Black letter law for students to retain from this case. For a party claiming third-party beneficiary status to prevail, he must show that the contract was entered into by the parties directly and primarily for his benefit.